Hey there, folks. Today we're going to talk about this Glock pistols, but not just the Glock pistol itself. It's one of the more common issues we see with the Glock, and that is which backstrap is right for you. How do I fit the gun to myself, and then should I explore something else like one of these aftermarket backstraps? Some things to consider. And of course, joining me today, the Ned Flanders of practical shooting, Mr. Park.
What's up, Internet?
What's up, Internet? Don't you love that, Joel?
Yeah, you're such a good friend.
Yeah, I know. I know. All right, so Joel, you'd agree. You see this as a very common issue.
Yes, of course.
All right, so what most commonly we see, I'm sure you see the same thing, is full-size dudes with no backstrap.
Yeah.
All right, great. So let's talk about that and why that might be bad.
Well, the problem is, just so happens, is that
We can use the Glock. We use the Glock.
Well, fine, use the Glock, whatever. The problem is, when I grip the pistol normally, my fingers look like that. I have nowhere to grab because when I grab the pistol with my support hand, I'm just grabbing my fingers. I'm not actually contacting the frame. So the problem with that pistol, for some people, is if you have no backstrap or no grip tape, the gun is too small in diameter. Once your firing hand grips the gun, there's not much place for your support hand to go. Is that fair?
Yeah, so again, I think this is probably the most important consideration as far as fitting the gun to your hand. Like the primary thing, I don't care about reaching the mag release. I don't care about the slide stop right now. Basically, I need to be able to hold the gun with my dominant hand and have surface area available on the grip of the pistol that I can actually connect my hand to.
Mhm.
How hard I grip my own fingers, like this, like that doesn't matter. I have to actually get on the gun and connect to the gun itself. Now, again, this is not a problem that I have. This is my Glock that I've shot for years with no backstrap on it. All right. But this is a very, very common thing that I'll see is like, hey man, you'll see a big guy holding the gun and his dominant hand fingers lay like this on the gun, and it'll be like, bro, you don't have anything to hold on to there. Now, the way that the backstrap works is if I set a backstrap on the gun, right? Now, as I grab the pistol, my thumb falls in a different spot. I wrap my fingers around comfortably, and it opens up a little bit more surface area on the pistol for me to grab onto.
Mhm.
Right now, there's some other effects this has, of course. The measurement backstrap to the face of the trigger, that's going to change. All right, and then of course it's different reaching the mag release. But I would solve each of those problems or address each of those issues differently if I had to. Again, like the most important thing is I need my support hand to be able to make contact with the surface area of the pistol.
Mhm.
Most important thing.
Well, if I could briefly add,
Yes.
people, especially getting to the magazine release, people get too artistic, shall we say. For like every pistol I've ever shot competitively with, I have to switch my hand just a little bit or rotate the hand just a little, or rotate the gun just a little bit in my hand to get to the mag release. And I see that as totally fine and normal. So under no way am I going to try to modify anything or get like an extended button or lever or whatever. So I have to be able to hit the magazine release button without shifting my master grip. That's just not even a thought in my brain.
Yeah, I actually don't own a pistol that I can change the magazines on without shifting my grip. I don't own one like that. And it's not something I really care about or that's ever been a problem. Not for me anyway. Now, like, for example, for me, myself, I would assess that I'm right in between. What is this? Is this the medium? Medium, yes. I'm right in between the no backstrap and medium. Like the medium, I have more surface area to connect to. That's pretty nice. As far as trigger reach, it's okay. It's a little bit difficult even shifting my hand to get onto the mag release, but I could shoot a medium backstrap really without a problem. And I know that. It's like, that's okay. The small, or not small, like no backstrap, guess that's what it is. I'm gonna pop this thing off here. So no backstrap. Like you can see, I don't have a ton of surface area here, but I can get in there and connect very consistently. And then if we layer up some grip tape on this, it's just going to get better for me.
Mhm.
All right, so like that's how it falls for me. But any individual, like you look at this, you wrap your hand around it and like assess, do I even have an area to grab onto? Now, there's some other things that I've seen. There'll be some guys I've seen where they put on the large backstrap and I'll be like, you don't have enough surface area. You can't connect to that. And they'll say, well, this is the biggest one they make. It's like, that's okay. You don't have enough space. You got to do something. Right. So you should be prepared if that's your situation, just like, yep, that can happen. There, right? You've seen this? Yeah, there's a few guys I've seen like that. It's like, bro, you don't have space. And they're like, that's the biggest one. That's not my problem. It's like, you got to fix that because you don't have space. And again, you can build the grip up a little bit some other ways. Should we talk about?
We talk about reaching to the trigger just a little bit. What's important?
Let's talk about that.
So the important part is, what about, well, Ben, you got to be able to use the whirl of your whirl of your fingerprint on the trigger or whatever.
That's dumb. I hold it just like this. So first joint right on the trigger.
Me as well. Me as well. So for example, the Shadow 2, the way the gun sits from the factory, the trigger is like the curve is just a little bit too far forward that I've kind of a tough time, or it ends up kind of more where the fingerprint, the whirl of my fingerprint is to get to that. So for that gun to shoot those, I have to have the reach reduction kit that sets the double action trigger back just a little bit. And that makes it easier that when I grab the pistol, I can comfortably get, like what Ben's talking about, that first joint of my finger on the trigger.
Yeah. And then the other thing to point out is, let's say this is the factory shoe. Let's say you put in a Glock Performance trigger shoe. That's going to sit further forward.
Yes.
So that'll change things. The Johnny Glock stuff sits further back, I think. I think the Apex is a flat shoe that sits slightly further.
It's about in the middle-ish.
Yeah, it sits slightly further. So you can change these characteristics. It's just to me, the thing that sets you up for success is having a spot that you can actually connect to.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's other stuff I've seen recently and also was sent to me. Now, some people like to cut down the backstrap here. You've seen that?
Yep.
And they say that kind of more mirrors the traditional or the 2011 grip angle.
Yeah. It changes the way the gun indexes or like points a little bit.
These guys were kind enough to send me the Kiro backstrap.
Yep. They're sold through Lock.
Yeah, Lock sent it to me.
So LOK, Lock Grips, is the one that you can get them through their website if you're interested. There are like 4 different variations.
They're right down there. You can grab a few more.
So there's basically like a smooth one that doesn't, I don't know how this show up in the camera, but it's this is Glock Gen 1 through 3. I know there's one for a Gen 5 also that's like this. It's similar to what the factory backstrap would look, just kind of a lot shorter. Otherwise, they make them for the smaller Glocks also. There's a 43X and 48, so the single stack, kind of the carry Glocks. This one has, I think they call it like a recoil.
Shock absorbing backstrap for the Glock 47, which obviously is the Glock to buy. This really dramatically changes the feel of the gun. I would say the feel of the angle. Mm-hmm. I have a friend that's into this sort of thing. Now, again, like I don't use the backstrap. Like this product solves a problem that I don't have. But for people that have that problem, I hear they like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For a lot of people like those. So what this does is it changes the angle of the grip also, and it also makes that part in the back by the beaver tail a little bit wider, which changes the way you get to the trigger just slightly. And for some people, that fixes a problem they have.
Yeah, and I would say, I mean, before this was sent to me, I remember the discussion I had with my boys was like, how is this different than cutting the thing? Mm-hmm. Just cutting down the backstrap and then getting it in hand. It's a tangibly different product. Mm-hmm. Whether or not you like it, it's like a fitment thing. But it's like rubberized. It does sit a little bit wider. It feels like a more dramatic change to me. But again, it's solving a problem that I don't have.
Yeah, it's just preference. It's just like whether you do grip tape, no grip tape. Some people like using the silicone carbide, so a way to build up the grips in that way. It's all just, it's preference and what feels good in your hand, what fits your hands and allows you to reach the controls. And for me, for us, the controls are just support hand, connect with the gun, and being able to reach the trigger off the draw without needing to do something weird where I don't have to hold the pistol like this or like this, or have like a special way that I have to hold the pistol to be able to reach the trigger. I should be able to just draw the gun out of the holster and I can automatically get to the trigger. And if I can't, then something needs to get changed.
Yeah, exactly. So it is one of the most common things I see is especially like if I go to like a military thing where everybody has Glocks, it'll be like there's like a quarter of these dudes like need to do something because their shit doesn't fit them.
Mhm.
So again, number one priority, support hand needs area to connect to. Number two, I think like the trigger reach, making that advantageous for yourself. And then I would worry about the mag release and the slide stop and that other shit. Because like the slide stop is not a huge deal. You can get around that with a lot of technique stuff. The mag release, you have to be able to change mags easily one-handed, but it is not a big deal to shift the gun around inside of your grip. Yeah, there it is.